Hey everybody, Dallisa here, CEO of Spirit and Spark, 5th generation psychic medium. Yeah, take a deep breath. We deserve a deep breath right now. And you may notice, if you've been watching my videos for a while, different backdrop today. I just got done filming a live TV segment for a show called Living Local, which is in parts of Iowa and Illinois. So I was doing a live broadcast from my living room through Zoom. So thank God for Zoom technology and the ability for video to connect us. So instead of going to my normal spot where I sit, I'm like, you know what? Let's just switch it up a little bit today. So here we are. I'm gonna go through my channeled message for this week and I'll pull a couple of oracle cards. And yeah, this weekend that we just passed, wowzers, we'll talk about that. And then we need to talk about why right now is so hypercritical for you. So we'll get to that in just a second. As always, please make sure you give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and leave me a comment. I want to know what resonates for you the most in today's video. Please also do me a favor, if you are on Facebook, we have a Facebook private group called Spirit and Spark Private Group. Do me a favor, join the group. We have over 1,000 people in there, but we've been doing some really cool giveaways in terms of mini sessions and consultations and people posting about what they're grateful for and for your favorite quotes. So it's been really, really beautiful. So I put some energy behind that in the last week to get it really moving again. I hadn't really used it a whole lot in a while, but I feel a stronger and stronger sense of needing community. And so I put some love behind that, and now we have over 1,000 people in there. So just search in the search bar, Spirit and Spark Private Group on Facebook. Would love to have you there. Yeah, Thanksgiving is coming up. And I actually, on the Living Local show this morning, I was talking about the importance of vision boards. And if you haven't made one for yourself for 2021, I'd suggest giving that some thought. Remember, if you want to manifest any dream, there are 2 really critical ingredients. You have to know what you want. You have to sit down and actually ask yourself, where am I going? What do I want? And the second piece is you have to believe that it's yours and you have to believe you're worth it. Okay? You have to believe it first before you're going to see it. So clarity and belief are your 2 ingredients, and vision boards really help you to get clear on what do I want? What am I going to cut out of this magazine and glue onto this piece of paper that is a symbol for 2021, or quite literal. You know, I've had people do vision boards and they've put a specific car and then they end up getting the car and they're like, wait a second. They look back on their vision board and they were just looking for a new car, but it ended up being the same exact car. So vision boards can be extremely powerful. And yeah, we gotta talk. We gotta talk. So we'll see if they want me to go into a light trance state to channel. I'll check that in a moment, or they'll just nudge me and I'll do it. But I've been reflecting last night and this morning on this week's energy update, and there was a lot going on astrologically this past weekend. And what I feel the deep sense to remind you of, because I've talked about this in other videos that I've done, that we are at a very critical junction in each of our individual paths. And you're gonna have 2 choices right now. And I've been warning you about this. You are either going to continue to be the prisoner of your life, of your circumstances, playing the victim, or you are going to be that phoenix rising. You are going to rise from the ashes. You're going to take all the energy of things that have not been working and you're going to fly, and you're going to be that phoenix and take flight. You'll be the pioneer of your future. So prisoner or pioneer, all right? I've mentioned this energy really bubbling up to the surface for a while now. Okay, well, we're here. And I bring this to your attention because I feel like you can choose to see your life a couple of different ways. My feeling on this intuitively is that there are likely people and circumstances around you right now that are filled with fear, filled with insecurity, scarcity, lack, and people are acting out. So you can either choose to see this as the universe like burning that energy off so that you can release it and let it go. Or you can go into that mindset of, oh, people are always angry, people are always treating me bad, whatever your story is, right? So you can either choose to set that down, let that go, or stay in it. Because the energy this past weekend felt to me like a huge like light switch, the turning point, that fork in the road where people are literally choosing now. And it's not too late. You can get on the right road if you're not there right now. But if you're feeling overwhelmed, fearful, feeling like you need to control things, feeling like you're just being judged, you are probably on the fork that's prisoner, okay? And I say this to you with love because I want you to recognize it so you can shift it. If you're feeling right now like, oh, hell no, like I'm gonna use this energy for fuel, you can be mean, you can say those nasty things, you can be over here complaining about life, but that's not for me. No. That's not what's gonna happen in my life. And so that would be that pioneer, that phoenix, okay? So how are you using what's going on in your life around you to propel you in the direction you actually want to go? So which fork are you on? Okay? Are you a prisoner or are you a pioneer? Guess what? You only get to pick one. All right? So things that are feeling like maybe gears like shifting and changing, it's leading you to transformation. Good news, bad news, folks. You can't stay where you've been. Okay? I think this year has completely shown us that. You can't stay where you've been. COVID has completely changed the way that you operate your life. And if it hasn't, I would really challenge you to ask why it hasn't, because that may mean you've had blinders on, okay? So COVID actually presented a huge opportunity for your own personal growth and realization and asking yourself where you want to go, why, what are your dreams, how are you going to get there, okay? So you've got an important choice to make. But I do feel because of the energy that's in the air right now, people are having a lot of shadow things come up, a lot of, I don't want to say their dark side, but things, thank you, they're saying things that have been hidden, things that have been buried, intentionally or not, I feel are rising to the surface. So why is that important for you to know? Because it's likely happening for you. You're positioned to have clarity, even if it hurts. And the people around you are also going to be going through this same exact energy frequency where things are like coming and purging out of them. And they're going to start to feel really uncomfortable. My reminder to you would be let them feel that, okay? It's not your job to live their life for them. You don't need to make decisions for them. You don't have to coach them through it. Let them figure out their lessons. It's not your job. So let them show up for themselves in their own life and figure out some of these things that have been holding them back. But if they are lashing out at you, you do not have to take it, okay? Because when people are feeling the hidden stuff coming out and they're also trying to figure out if they're a prisoner or a pioneer, like there's just a lot going on. And some people resort to going into a lower frequency and lashing out to the people around them. Okay? So this is your beautiful video today to acknowledge where we're at energetically so that you go in with eyes wide open, blinders off, asking for clarity and discernment so that you know what's really happening around you, with you and with the people around you. Ask for clarity and discernment, okay? but I would really give people the space that they need right now to figure some of this stuff out. Because if you've been working on yourself for a while and you're like, I'm moving through this, I'm gonna burn this stuff out, I got this, you are likely going to move through this with a bit more grace and ease than people that have maybe never looked at this stuff within themselves. So practice patience, practice kindness. Do not be someone's punching bag, okay? I know. There are interesting shifts coming. I think it's actually pretty comical when I see somebody say, oh my gosh, 2020 is almost over. 2021, I can't wait. You're gonna be amazing. Well, you get to choose how you want to see things. You get to choose your perception, right? If you've got negative thoughts, you can shift those. You can choose the good ones. It's just as easy to choose the good thoughts as it is to choose the bad thoughts, okay? We're all on the same page with that, right? Okay, 2021 is going to be a year of big transformation. So if you thought that you were going to, get through 2020 and skate through 21, no. It's not that you can't skate. You can have that mentality. You can have that mindset of like, I'm going to cruise through this with grace and ease. Great. That means you're one of the very few people that have really transcended emotions and really neutralized them and owned everything you're feeling and you're just rocking life. Great. There are those people that have been there, that are at that point where nothing that goes on around them really affects them emotionally. Fantastic. So happy, right? Okay. For most people, it's going to be a year of deep transformation and shifts. So everything that I just said throughout this video about things that were happening this weekend, where people are choosing which road, which path they're on, what I've been picking up to tell you is that is going to continue, right? So imagine you've been cruising along this road and then prisoner and pioneer start going like this, which I've talked about in videos. And they're, look, right, oh, what do you see? A bigger gap between the two. So my recommendation for you, because I can hear you and you're like, well, what am I supposed to do about this then? Don't get involved or meddle in things that are not yours. You, my friend, have your own energy work and stuff that you're doing inside of yourself. Focus on your healing. Don't focus on healing other people until you really feel like this is under control and you're working through it. Okay, because oftentimes, if you're not dealing with your stuff and you're dealing with everybody else's stuff, it's because you're in avoidance. You're avoiding it because you don't want to do the work on yourself. You'd rather fix everybody else because that's a lot easier. Don't meddle, don't fix, unless it's for you. Focus on you. This is going to be the year of focus on your transformation. And through your clarity and your discernment, you ask to be surrounded by people, situations, circumstances that align with that, okay? This video felt incredibly important for me to get out today, okay? So I want you to take all that in. We're gonna pull a couple cards. I hope to see you over on the Facebook Spirit and Spark private group on Facebook. That would be fantastic. I'm gonna pull a couple cards. I'm gonna be reading every single comment that I get on this video. Can you do me a favor for this one? Because I don't often ask this, but I feel like I need to. Can you share this video with at least 3 people? A friend, a family member, text it to them. This feels like one of those messages, one of those weeks where it's like, I need people to understand what's happening so they don't lose it, okay? And it's never too late. You always have a choice. You always, always, always have a choice. Okay. So I pulled surrender cards. I just wanted to see what was coming up, if there was anything else I needed to talk about. Surrender to play, have fun, laugh. Especially if you're feeling energetically wounded or beat down, just find one thing that can make you have some happiness or joy, okay? You don't have to stay in the vibration of anger, frustration, hurt, pain, whatever this is, right? Just find one thing that makes you laugh. So maybe it's going on, streaming service and putting on some stand-up comedy, but find one thing that even for just 30 seconds, you can laugh about something, because it'll actually break the frequency. Another thing you can do is put on music that you love and just allow the music to help move you. That will break the frequency. Sometimes you have to do something in order to change it, okay? Like you have to force yourself, in other words, to switch that frequency. Surrender to receiving support and love. This is that community feel. This is also, they're saying, about the yin yang, where being mindful about who you have around you, who's taking but who's not giving, and where are you meddling that you shouldn't be meddling. And surrender to silence. You will get all of your answers, your clarity. Which way should I go? I'm feeling lost. Every question you have is in silence. If you are not meditating, I'm telling you, my friend, as we get closer and closer to the end of the year, you should be, okay? We have a huge energy pivot point mid-December, so you've got a few weeks, but that's not the end. This is that, okay? All right, let's do this. Whew. I wanted to pull an Archangel card. This is the deck that kind of jumped out at me this morning. What Archangel or what message does an Archangel want us to know or hear? So I'm just going to watch for a jumping card. Oh, mercy. Okay. Yes. Thank you for that reminder. I will say it out loud in just a moment. They want one more card. Perfect. Thank you. Okay. Makes sense. Okay, so leadership. So what I'm being called, and this is Archangel Gabriel, which is the Archangel of communication and using the power of your voice and speaking up and being authentic. There will be moments where you'll be called upon to be in a leadership position, especially if you are somebody who's been doing a lot of work on yourself. You understand, what's going on within you, your own triggers, your healing, what you've been through, and you'll be called to ask others who are stuck. Maybe they've been on that prisoner pathway and they're like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but they'll ask you for help, okay? Somebody asking you really from a place of wanting it and being open to it is very different than you meddling and trying to control them or trying to control how they do things in their own life, okay? So leadership is a very different vibration than control, all right? So be open to how you can use your gifts and your talents to make other things around you, your community, the people, your family that are connected to you, giving them more of that Phoenix pioneer energy. And how are you going to do that? So just be open to opportunities that come, all right? Because you're going to need to burn off some of that energy that's coming up, that people are going to be like, what? You're going to have to figure out a funnel for that to burn it off. So think about how you might be able to do that in your own life. Compassion, Archangel Zedkiel. Beautiful card. I think that this makes sense for our video today and where we're headed. I'm going to pull another card from another deck. But compassion, right? People can only meet you where they're at on their own journey. And that's why I said in the beginning stages of this video, this path that's splitting. The people that are on the prisoner pathway, don't blame them. Don't ridicule them. It's what they know. And so maybe your intention for the world is that people that are prisoner pathway people can wake up, that can find that in their heart where they can become the pioneer of their own life. Maybe that's a prayer or an intention that you can set, okay? Because everyone has the opportunity to jump from one path to the other. Jumping might be a little bit easy, but they will have the opportunity at any moment of any day to change, okay? It's possible. change is possible. And if I've seen anything lately, it's that this energy that we have right now and the energy that we're faced with, that we're moving into, you can really make any change that you want. I'm pulling a card from my angel deck. I just want to see what else, if I missed something or... Okay. So the first card I got two. The first card was cleanse and detoxify. That's take care of yourself, take care of your healing. Things that have not been serving you, it's time to let them go. Which is why I kind of laughed a little bit as I pulled the second card. Let your past go. It's time to surrender. It's time to set it down. Anything that's not working for you, anything that's not aligning with your pathway of being that pioneer, of being that phoenix rising, anything that's not aligning with that, it's time to let it go. It's time to let it go. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I'm saying it's going to be worth it. So I hope you enjoyed this week's message. It may not have been filled with butterflies and rainbows, but I think it was filled with things that we really need to consider right now in our lives. How are we showing up for ourselves? And are we really going to allow ourselves to transform? That is the question you are faced with now, and I feel it is of urgency. Thank you so much for being a part of this video. Go to spiritandspark.com for more information, and please take a look on Facebook for the Spirit and Spark private group, and we will be seeing you again soon. All right, bye for now.